Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the July 19th edition of Topic Time with Harrison Young. Whoa, it's a beautiful day out. Kind of warm, not as muggy as it has been, and it's going to be more muggy, but you got to live in the moment, and that is exactly what we are doing here today. Another amazing guest has graced our Topic Time set. This young lady here, this is Kiley Page. She's a model. She's got some awesome pictures that she's done to show us. She just graduated high school, I believe.
I did, from Blackstone Valley Tech.
Yeah, I love that old Blackstone Valley.
Yeah, it's a great school. I absolutely love it there.
But you're not there anymore, so now
No.
you're bumming. I'm only kidding. Go ahead.
You know, I actually was really sad graduating from there because, you know, I miss it. And it's a technical school, so I got 1 week of shop, 1 week of academics.
Oh, cool.
Which was really nice. It wasn't just bang, bang, bang schoolwork. It was just
Well, basically, it was a technical school, so it wasn't a regular public school, correct?
No, not at all. Yeah, you actually had to, like, they're very professional there. You had to interview to get in there.
Okay.
Then you pick out your shop, and then they'll, you know, and I was actually in the cosmetology program there.
The which program?
The cosmetology
Oh, okay.
program.
So that's interesting because technical schools are a lot different now than they used to be.
Right, yeah. Blackstone Valley Tech used to be just a guy school only, and now it's open to everyone.
Exactly, as it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, cosmetology, the idea of having that in a tech school, they used to only have shop, you know, automotive mechanics and cooking. Now they have everything. That's great.
Yeah, and we actually, Blackstone Valley Tech actually has a working salon where people can come in, and it's to get your hair colored usually at like a professional place is $100.
Do they actually pay you? But it's experience. It's like an internship for you.
Yeah,
wow,
it is.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's really nice, and it's so much like, it's great quality work because you're with a licensed cosmetologist that I teach you, so you're not by yourself working with someone, and you know, they really do prepare you for it. It really is a great program.
Of course, yeah, and you obviously you are as in no pun intended, a polished cosmetologist as well as a great model, correct?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, what about modeling? Do they have that there too? I mean, you've done that in other aspects of your career, of your upcoming and ongoing career, and we'll talk about that. But have you done any modeling at school? Just leads me to ask this question.
I actually have. They don't have a shop program for it. But
okay, that's fine, but it is a program nevertheless.
No, it's more of like a club.
Okay.
It's called
Model club.
Fashion. Kinda. It's weird. The fashion club that we have actually holds this show called Mr. BVT. So it's
Say it again slowly.
Mr. BVT.
BVT?
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
Mr. Blackstone Valley Tech.
Okay.
It's like a guy's pageant that we put on. People will come for it. They'll vote who they want.
Was it men and women models, or just women models, or men?
It was men competing for it, and then in between, like the different acts they did, we had girls model and what they were in different categories. So I ran that this year, and I actually modeled
You ran it. Congratulations.
Yeah,
wow.
Thank you. With the help of my teachers, but I took care of the girls side because, you know, I love it.
Well, yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, you've got all those qualifications, obviously. Well, how did you get appointed to run it though? You must have proved yourself in some way. Go ahead. Please enlighten us.
I actually had participated in it my first freshman year.
Okay, so you were there. This was a 4-year school for you, like high school.
It was a high school.
Right.
So I participated in freshman year.
Okay.
And my sophomore year, but my junior year they didn't bring it back.
Why?
Just like not a lot of people weren't interested in it, and not a lot of time, I guess. But we brought it back my senior year, and
I have a hunch you had something to do with it.
Yeah, I definitely tried to bring it. We did get it back, and I was so happy for that because it's a great time to just be involved in.
And think of the great experience you have.
Yeah, it really is. It's great, and you don't have to worry about how should I say it? Like, you don't have to worry about the nerves of being in a professional setting. It's just something.
Just like here.
Right. Yeah.
Even though we are professionals here.
Well, of course you guys.
Of course we are. Right.
But
you are too.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I definitely But yeah, because I was familiar with it, you know, they entrusted me, which was great. I'm glad that they entrusted me for it.
Well, look at it this way: you may be leaving the school, but you obviously have a great slew of friends. That are going to be with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is important, and not to mention the great experience. And maybe someday you'll come back there and you mentor people.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing it next year because I have a lot of friends that are going to be seniors this year.
Oh, okay.
So I definitely plan on going back and helping them again.
Well, speaking of that, let's talk about your modeling career. Now you're a model. You've done a huge plethora of pictures. I've seen them.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. And we're going to look at some of them, on the show. after we edit them in. Yes, we do that. That's the great thing. We can edit the pictures in later, and they're going to be life-size as we discuss them. So now let's discuss them. Talk about how you got started with modeling, how many photographers you have, and and where that's going to lead. Go ahead.
So actually, I'm also a model and an actress,
Yep,
and
okay.
that's how I got into modeling because of acting.
Okay, well, all right. How did that lead? How did you started at acting before you began modeling?
Yeah, I was acting when I was in preschool. I was always
Wow.
doing the school theater plays, and I really found a love for that. And
Okay.
just every year I would do it, and it was a place that I loved to be. And people would always come up and be like, "Oh, you should go into acting, or you should be a model." And it was kind of just a joke back then, but.
You always say everything happens for a reason.
Right.
You say
Yeah.
it
My
just
mom.
about every show.
Yeah,
You're
my mom
you're
got
sitting
us
there
in.
watching us and loving every minute of it. They're eating it up. Both your parents are here. That's great.
Yeah, they're really supportive of my modeling career. They do
Yep.
everything for me. My dad is always taking me to New York. They'll call us, "Oh, you got to be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow," and we'll pack up tonight at 4 o'clock, pack
Wow.
our bags, and just go to New York. And we
What
get
do
a
you-
hotel.
all right, speaking of New York, what are you doing? What have you been doing in New York of late? Obviously, it's big stuff, but please enlighten us. What was it? What has it been?
Just mostly auditions and
Okay,
stuff
yep.
to get jobs.
Well, acting or modeling or both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely both. I'll have to read like a little snippet from
Okay.
like a commercial they're doing.
Okay.
And I audition for them.
Have you,
and
now,
then
what have
they'll
you
call me
what have you landed in New York or anywhere?
Nothing much yet, unfortunately, but we're still.
Well, you're still young. I mean, you just got out of high school. There's plenty of stuff, and you look amazing, and you're going to get plenty of stuff.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still. That's the big thing. Don't get discouraged if you don't get something, because you just
Right.
got to keep trucking.
Yeah, you will. You will. And the fact that they call you was now you have agents.
I did have an agent out in New York. We have to
Okay.
re-sign our contract with them since it ended this year, but
You haven't, or you have? Sounds a new one.
I have signed with the
Okay.
agent there. Yeah, BMG.
Oh, cool. Okay, BMG. Sounds official.
Yeah.
Okay, but what have you done around here though, model-wise and acting-wise? I know preschool. You started in preschool, so which in your case was about 10 years ago, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Definitely.
Well, it doesn't seem that long to me. Years go by fast.
Yeah, they really do. But around here, I've done a few like wedding shows that I've modeled bridesmaid dresses, prom
Okay.
dresses at the DCU Center.
Now, I should know what that is. What is the DCU Center? What is that?
It's just like a.
What does it stand for? Do you know? If you don't know, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, where is it?
It's in Worcester.
It's in Worcester. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just a place for events to be
Events,
held.
okay, right.
Yeah. So I've done a couple there.
Okay.
I've also been. I did a web series about Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really
you know
cool.
You know who produced it? Because I've interviewed a lot of the filmmakers in the area.
Who's producing it is David Latendre, and then
I know of him. I've never met him, but maybe we can get him on the show. But go on. What do you play in that?
I play Gwen Stacy.
Okay.
I was originally on it, but
I believe that was a Kirsten Dunst role in the film, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Look at you.
Yeah, it's a really. I loved playing Gwen.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me, but I was given the opportunity to go back and work for them.
Okay.
And hopefully that'll work out again.
Well, if they called you back, they had a reason to.
Yeah, David Latendre is actually my acting mentor.
Okay.
I met him when I first started modeling and taking classes with him for acting.
Where did you take the classes?
At Open Call Model Management. Unfortunately, they're not open anymore.
Okay.
But I did take most of my classes there,
Okay.
and then I transferred to Karen Shea Model Management,
Okay.
where I took my modeling and acting classes again with Karen Shea and Chris Neville.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of those. I've heard those names too. Where are they located?
Worcester.
Oh, Worcester. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of in that area.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
right.
more.
Most of the stuff you do was out west of Boston. Okay. All right. So who now I know you work with Peter Bucherri, the photographer, great guy.
Yeah.
It's through him I found you.
Yeah.
And I did a show with him on the road a few years ago. Actually, a model show in South Attleboro. A girl I was supposed to have on couldn't make it in, but it worked out good because I got to interview her and another girl that were modeling for him at that location, plus another model who was there for working with totally a different person. So tell me about modeling with Peter and other photographers you've worked with, if any.
Yeah, I definitely work with a lot of photographers.
Okay.
I'm always
do you
open.
Get any idea of how many you work with?
Right
an
now,
idea,
I've
to
shot
ballpark it?
with about 5, I'd say.
That's pretty darn good. Okay.
And Peter is amazing.
He is.
He is. There was one photographer, I'm not going to mention names,
Okay, you
that I
don't
just
have to, that's
really
fine.
wasn't comfortable with.
I understand.
And,
Yeah.
certain things happen.
Right.
And I went to shoot with Peter, and it was a completely different
Good.
thing. He's so, he wants you to be comfortable in your own skin. And
Exactly.
he's open to do anything. If you want to do this, he'll let you do this.
Yep.
you know, if you want to try something like this, he's not against anything. And
Right.
that's what I love,
Yeah.
because you're supposed to, I feel like everyone just needs to bring each other up nowadays.
Exactly.
And Peter is a perfect example of someone who brings people up and makes them feel good about themselves.
He was doing it in the day on the show that I covered for him, that when he had those 2 girls on. It was great. And we set it to music, and it was awesome.
Yeah, he really is a great photographer, and
He is.
anytime someone asks, oh, I want to get photo done, I recommend him.
Peter. That's good. That's how we network.
Yeah, he's
okay.
an amazing photographer. I love doing his Halloween photo shoots with him.
Well, talk about the Halloween shoots. What were they? I don't think I saw them. Were you in costume of some kind?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Halloween's my favorite holiday, so
There you go.
any chance I get to dress up or be
Okay.
something else, I'm down for it. So
All right.
the first year that I shot with him,
Yep.
I went as a creepy doll.
A doll? Like,
A doll,
like
yeah.
Bride of Chucky?
Yeah,
like
kind
that?
of. So
Yeah.
I had like all the joints put on. I had the makeup where
Okay.
I had like the smile going. I was kind of more like a rag doll, but I just love doing makeup. So because I did that,
You
I
do your
decided-
own makeup too, right?
I do,
because
yeah.
you're qualified because you're doing it at the school.
Yeah, and
That's
I've just always
beautiful.
loved makeup anyway,
Okay.
just to practice. So,
Okay.
you know, I actually won a not a competition, but like this place that I went camping with, they had a small Halloween contest,
Okay.
and I won that with the doll costume.
There you go. You got the
So-
best costume at the camping
Yeah,
grounds.
it was
Wow.
awesome. So I decided to shoot in that.
Okay.
And I did my own makeup.
Right.
I even had Dad helping me a little bit with it. You know,
Well, you
he
should
had to
be.
help
Okay,
me.
yeah.
So that year I went as that, and I went as a ringmaster.
And like a circus ringmaster?
Yeah, I had like
Okay.
the whip and everything. And then this year I went as a cop and a Playboy bunny, which everyone loved the Playboy bunny costume. Even I did.
I won't argue that. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So his Halloween, like he's.
So what does he do it every year at Halloween?
Yep,
Oh,
he also
does.
does a
Okay,
Christmas
that's just
shoot. Yeah. Unfortunately, I got sick this year, so I wasn't able to do his Christmas shoot.
Okay.
And my mom was really sick this year too, so we couldn't.
Hey,
No.
well, listen, you know, there's always next year, and there's the year after, and all the other years coming up after that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, have you done anything else in entertainment? You do any singing, dancing, music at all?
I can't sing or dance, but
Don't say can't. Say you haven't, and maybe you could if you wanted to. I'm only saying this. Listen, I try to give advice to my guests that will help them out, and what I'm saying to you is, what you're doing is amazing, but the more multifaceted you are, the more opportunities you're going to have down the line.
yeah, and that's why I actually
You have a very
started.
nice you have a very nice talking voice, and my sense is that if you found someone that could mentor you a little bit with singing, you could probably sing very well.
Yeah, I would love to sing. I try, but
Well, you may
gotta get a mentor for that.
Yeah, you probably do, but I'm just saying, ultimately you may find them. That's the great thing about what you do. You'll always have opportunities to network yourself in other facets of entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's so important, especially as young as you are, you'll have plenty of time to do it. Now that you're out of school, you have your whole life ahead of you, and plus
Yeah.
your experiences that you've had behind you to guide you. Now, speaking of that, what does the fall look like for you? Are you doing college?
Yeah, I'm actually going to college at Quinnsig. But
Where?
Quinsigamon. It's in Worcester. It's
Oh,
a
no,
community
another
college.
Worcester school. Never heard of it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So I plan on doing my general studies there,
Okay.
and then I plan on transferring to another school. I haven't picked
Yeah, I
another
did that
school.
too in the 80s. So
Yeah, it's a
okay.
lot cheaper, and I just think it'll work better with me
Okay.
because get my gen eds out of the way, and then I can go to a school that has a great acting program,
There you
and
go.
I'm gonna double major. I don't know what I'm double majoring in yet.
Would you ever consider doing like maybe Emerson, being that you're an actress?
Yeah, I've looked into Emerson, but it's hard because I want to find a place that offers two majors.
Okay.
So
Well, you
I
know
would
what
do.
you want. I mean, you have it down.
Yeah.
I mean, some people think I'm going to go to Emerson and I'm going to be a star. It doesn't work that way.
No.
You have to. I mean, you seem to know what you want. You seem to know. You know what your expectations are, and I don't want to say limitations, but you know at least at this time in your life what you think you're good at, and based on what obviously you have great administrative skills if you can manage something like they did at that school.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm thinking about actually going into writing too.
I was going to ask you about that. Have you ever written anything
Oh
creative?
gosh, yeah. I write every day of my life.
You
I
have a
love
diary?
writing. No, but I
Talk
write.
about what you write. I wrote a book of short stories in the 90s, so I can relate, and I've been
Yeah.
writing my whole life too. But
So I actually have a book called Blind Perfection that I'm writing right now.
reading or writing? Writing it?
I'm writing it.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
love the title, Blind Perfection.
So it's a horror film.
Okay.
And it starts off with these two twins that they're really rich.
Male or
you know.
female?
They're male and female.
Oh,
So
okay,
there's
one of
male,
each,
one
gotcha.
female.
Okay.
And they're just come from a really rich family,
Okay.
and they're the typical stuck-up,
Yeah,
popular
snobs.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this cousin comes to live with them because her parents died,
Oh,
and
okay.
they don't like change. They don't want her there. They like want nothing to do with her.
Okay.
And just they torment her, stuff like that, and they actually end up killing her by accident.
Okay. You don't want to give too much away, but I'm enjoying it, I have to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she actually ends up coming back to haunt them.
Even
and,
better.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is a horror, and
Just so you know, Kylie, I'm an actor too, aside from hosting the greatest TV talk show in the world. So if you need a middle-aged guy that's in pretty good shape, as a backup there, I'd be happy to give it a shot.
I will definitely give you a call.
Okay.
I need everyone I can get.
There you go.
So
No,
I'm
that's
writing
good.
that, and then I'm also writing a web series called
Okay.
Grim Shadows.
Well, first, let me just get back to what's it called, Blind Perfection?
Yes.
How far along are you? How long do you think is it going to be like a full-length feature film when you're done?
Yeah.
Wow.
I plan on actually trying to sell that to make it a movie.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I'm really excited for it, and I'm whatever I write, I
Yep.
usually write a character for me.
Of course.
Because
you got to put yourself in it.
Yeah,
What's the fun if you sit behind? You want to have somebody else running. You're an actress. You're like, why would you not write something for yourself in there?
Yeah, that's my thing. If writing can get me in,
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna do.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I told you. More multifaceted. If it's writing that you do beside, that's great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
I love writing. It's
Yeah.
just something it's my
calling.
stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken a creative writing course at any of your schools?
No, I wanted to,
No, but you know what? When you go to college, take that if you can. Take that as an elective, and even if you can, right around the corner here at Bridgewater State. In 1989, I took a creative writing course. Then 10 years later, the guy that I took it from has his own publishing printing press at the school. He published his own book. He published plenty of his own books of short stories. Then he published
really?
my book 10 years later.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's why it would behoove you to do the same thing, because you might find someone at your school that could help you move that along.
Yeah,
Okay?
definitely. I'm definitely looking into that.
Yeah,
I have a lot of stuff. I have another book that I'm writing that I don't have a name for yet.
Well, okay.
That one's kind of secret.
No hurry.
But I do have a web series that I'm
All
writing.
right, talk about the web series. Go ahead.
So the web series I'm writing is actually called Grim Shadows.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen Teen Wolf, Supernatural, Vampire Diaries,
Yep.
it's all one show.
Kinda like
They're
that.
all combined,
Yep.
So it's, you have this vampire girl, and then you have a male hunter, and
Okay.
then you got the werewolf and the witch, and they're all coming together
Yeah.
to fight the Grim Reaper,
Cool.
basically. They don't know who the Grim Reaper is, so they're trying to figure who he is and stop him from revealing their secrets to the whole town. And I'm working with David on that. David
Attendre?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm working.
cool.
He's he always helps me write it. He helps
Okay.
me edit it, and he's gonna actually produce and direct it too
That
for
is
me.
awesome.
Yeah,
I
so I'm
noticed.
really
I see
excited
here
for that.
here we're talking, and I'm thinking you have an affinity for horror films. Do you like comedy at all, or do you just like horror stuff?
I do. I love all kind of movies. I love going to the movies,
I
watching them.
I guess what I'm asking you is, would you ever consider trying to write a comedy too?
I've never tried it.
Well, you might wanna.
Yeah.
people like to laugh as well as scream.
Scream, yeah. The other book I'm writing that doesn't have a name, it's kind of like a it's a kind of a rom-com.
And there's nothing wrong with adding dark humor to your horror either.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Speaking of, just curious, are you familiar with Sarah Silverman, the comedian?
No, I've never heard of her before.
Oh, okay. Well, she's a stand-up comedian, and she's my cousin.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, she's quite famous.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's okay. You're more famous.
I'm gonna have to.
Now that you're on my show.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
gonna.
Okay. There you go. Okay, but that's wonderful. So you're writing two things right now. You're writing that web series, and you're writing that Blind Perfection.
Yep.
Wow. Well, how do you? So you set aside time to write, every day.
Yeah. I'm home all day because
Okay.
right now I'm currently looking for a job.
Right.
And really just being home all day, it gives me time to just sit down and
You
write.
live in a town where it's got a lot of, in the sticks, and there's a lot of horror films written about the sticks.
Yeah.
Right. So that works out well.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
I just downloaded this program called Zen Writer.
Okay.
And it's just like on your computer, it gives you the entire, like how we write it. You can put music on, you can change the way like your type key sounds, and it blocks out all distractions.
Cool.
I love it. I've really starting to been using that because I'm not getting distracted by pop-ups on my computer.
So speaking of that, how are you with editing? Do you edit well? Do you know how to edit video?
I'm always, I don't edit videos and stuff. I edit like stories and stuff because I love reading them and going through.
Well, how do you? How do you edit stories? You mean like stories that you're writing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or my friend will give me one of hers and I'll read it. And
but I'm talking about you've never done video editing though.
No, I've never looked into it.
Well, you might want to look into that too.
Yeah.
I should learn more about video editing, doing what I do here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm a talent. I'm not a tech, but I've had over the years there have been shows I've done where I've gone on the road and I've had to do some editing myself. But in your case, the more editing you learn, the better because. You're going to possibly, your friend David will help you. Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's really open to, learning and just teaching.
Yeah, gotcha.
That's what I should say. Learning and teaching. I told him, I said, I don't want you to get, discouraged if, because him directing my web series, if I'm asking a bunch of questions or saying, oh, would this look better? It's just for my learning sake.
You got to be perfectionist when it comes to your stuff.
Yeah, and he's
completely
understandable about that. Yeah, so it's, I've worked with a lot of people that I absolutely love.
Right.
Yeah, and they're just, that's what you need. No one wants to work with a stuck-up snob who's mean to everyone.
That's true. That is absolutely true. I know because I was fired by Spielberg in a film I was in 1997.
Oh, really?
It was his fault. He said, it was my very first film. I played a member of the House of Representatives in 1839, and he was directing the scene at the State House in Boston. And it was a scene where Anthony Quinn, a.k.a. John Quincy Adams, dozed off, and he was directing it, and he said, inquire as to his well-being. And I said, is he okay? They said, hey, you idiot, they didn't say okay back in 1839. It was his fault. He should have told us.
Yeah.
Now, years later, I worked in Shutter Island with Martin Scorsese. I was a mental patient, a role I was born to play, and we had a great rap together.
Yeah.
On the scenes, on the set.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and now, on that note, are you affiliated with Boston Casting at all?
Yes.
You are. Okay. Are you on their email?
Yeah.
Oh, good, because you should definitely be looking into stuff with them and maybe taking courses if you can. Because there's always, they're going to give you plenty of opportunities for the big stuff, the big films.
Yeah. Me and my mom are always reading through my emails. I would not be able to do any of this if it wasn't for my mom and my dad.
Of course, your parents, yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
They motivate you. But
not even that. Yeah. My mom is always, she runs my Instagram page. She co-runs it with me, I should say.
The KA thing, right?
The Blondie Locks.
Oh, is that what it's called? I thought it was KA page.
That's her Facebook account.
Oh, okay, good. All right, she's KA, you're something else.
Yeah, I'm
You're
Kiley.
Both K, but
yeah,
she's
the
KA.
Instagram is Blondie Locks.
Blondie
0811.
Locks. I didn't see that one. I like it though.
Yeah.
Cool.
That became because my best friend is a redhead.
Okay.
And I was always calling her Gingy Bear. So she's
go.
like, well, I have to have a nickname for you, so I'm going to start calling you Blondie Locks.
You want any chance you two could collaborate on an Instagram?
Yeah,
Is she into acting and modeling too?
She's camera shy, I should say. Yeah, she's not really into that kind of stuff. She likes taking photos and stuff. So
okay, well, maybe she could work with you, on that basis too.
Yeah.
As a photographer.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's been my best friend for 17 years.
Wow,
yeah.
That's about your age, isn't it?
It is. Close? Yeah, I'm 17. She's younger than me.
My cat's 18. So how about that?
Oh yeah, well, I like being younger than a cat.
There you go. Yeah, that's young.
Yeah, our dads actually were best friends, so that's how we became best friends.
Cool. That's the way. Yeah, that's great. I mean, it sounds like you have a bunch of family trees in that little neighborhood he was.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I'm sure nobody's lonely during those barbecues you have during the summer.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah.
It is never a dull moment at our house because we always have a bunch of parties, but they're not. Yeah. Because my dad used to manage this paintball place where all the guys work there.
Oh yeah, that's right. I noticed that on your Facebook page. It said paintball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up at Friendly Fire Paintball, and he managed it, and I became so close with all the staff there because they were all guys. They kind of just became my brothers.
There you go.
So it's literally a joke where it's like, oh, you want to be a part of the 18 kids and counting brothers? You got to do this or that.
You're the token lady.
Oh, I am. They got to go through me.
Okay,
They're not one.
But paintball, I mean, that can be damaging. I took some pictures of a paintball company 25 years ago right here in Bridgewater.
Really?
Just for stock photography, but that's okay. It's fun. Well, guess what? We're down to the last 5 minutes of the show.
Oh, no. That's sad.
No, that's okay. We made it go by. So what I want you to do And the remaining time we have is give shouts out to people, including your parents that are sitting right there, and then the other people that are going to see the show, because a lot of people are going to see it.
See it? All right, I'm going to give a shout out, of course, to my mom, Kelly, my dad, Scott, because I would not be here if it wasn't for them. Peter Bucheri, Adam Leduc, who I just recently shot with. Yeah, just, and anyone who I've worked with, David Latendre, my Instagram friends, yeah. All of them. I really wouldn't be here without you guys today. So.
Neither would I.
So yeah, so those are my shout outs. And a shout out to you, Mr.
Harrison Blake Young.
Harrison Blake Young.
Thank you. Now, one quick question. Do you have any brothers and sisters, real ones, or just...
I do have a real half-brother, Corey.
Oh, okay.
Love of my life. I love him. He's
Cool.
a lot older than me, so...
Couldn't be as old as me.
No, he's 26, and...
Not even half as old as me.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
26, so you got that big age difference, and
Yeah.
it works out really nice.
Yeah. Well, for you, that's what, 7 years? Well, 9 years isn't that long. I guess for you, it would seem like it is.
Yeah.
I mean, at your age, 9 years still seems like an eternity.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm turning 60 next year, and I love it. I've never felt I felt like the best part of my life is still ahead of me. And you should definitely feel that way about your life too, because you got a lot going on, and you got a lot that's going to come. So we're going to be looking at pictures of you on the show when we edit it, and just so you know, I loved having you on. You were a great guest.
Yes, thank you for having me. I loved being here.
Okay, and if you have any people, other people in your life that you gave shouts out to, I'd love to interview them, because that's how we network on Topic Time. Let them know. I'd love to have them on. Have them hit me up on Facebook, Harrison Blake Young. It's pretty basic, and we'll talk about getting them on the show.
Yeah.
And on that note, are you ready to?
I'm ready to go out.
All right, folks. We had another great episode of Topic Time. See you next time. Take care. Here we go. There it is. How was that?
That was awesome.
Oh, now